How do you actually go about choosing the right retailer or partner to launch with? Now, obviously, Microsoft globally, you guys have a fantastic relationship with your retail network. But I guess cherry picking a group of partners to lean in and support to showcase this success, like what does that process look like?
Yeah, I think it's a real it's a great question, and I think one of our goals in Microsoft is to really be what we aspire to be our partner's best partner. In many ways, I think we want to be their trusted digital advisor as they transform in their journey. And this is really important because we win only when our partners win. So we have to be rooting for their success. We have to make sure that as much as it's a Microsoft priority, we need to understand that this is a priority for our partners. So it all starts by first looking at what's our partner's vision, what are their objectives, trying to understand that, and also trying to understand in the customer journey of our partners, is this an issue that they are seized with and they're willing to kind of commit and solve for, so that's it starts with that. You overlay on that the entire piece in terms of our partner capabilities. Not all partners would have the same digital capabilities, especially when you look at the scale of 500 partners across 190 countries. And when you kind of look at that kind of construct, you have to be real. You have to kind of say that, which partners really have the digital capability, or which partners would really get the impact on deploying this solution. So it's important that we are taking a hard look, even from a partner capability perspective, because we have to really respect that aspiration of being a trusted advisor and advise them on things that would really matter to them. Having done that, I think then we do need to kind of understand, I would say, is what's the size of business? Is this something which the partner is totally committed to deploy resources from their end? Because at the end of the day, I think it's very, very important that there has to be that pull that is coming from the partner, because this is, as much as this is a tool, we just don't want this to be something which is just on the website and is just present. You really need to integrate this and make this a part of the entire customer experience and the journey for you to realize the benefits. And we've seen examples of where it's been done very well, and we've seen examples where it's not been done very well. And so I think really that's been one of our key learnings and reflections, is the partners who really succeed are the ones who really commit themselves to really make this a priority, and also make sure that they make it a priority for their customers and help them solve this issue of choice paralysis.
Talking about the data that we can garner across that portfolio that we've scaled to, the access and all of that information, what is it that you guys are providing to retailers taking part in kind of the conversational search journey with you? Because I know that this is really a question that a lot of people would be interested in, especially channel partner distribution. You guys as Microsoft, as the brand, what are you happy for your retailers to be able to get access to and see to help improve that process?
Yeah, I think the key thing is, at the end of the day, it's really important to drive sales and drive growth for our partners. And it's important to have improvement in conversion. It's important to drive better, average sale price. You want to kind of make sure that but I think the fundamental thing which we all need to kind of understand is that if a customer is having an interaction with a retail partner, that's an engagement that a customer is going to remember. If the choice that he or she made, I would say, was a good one, it's going to drive at a very fundamental level that loyalty and engagement and that trust that gets built with the partner to come back and buy more. So I think enabling that selection, especially when we are online, is even more critical and pronounced in that sense. But if you really look at it, I think the key here again is to really go back to giving that rich consumer insights, which we are really looking for, right? At the end of the day, our partners are kind of working across multiple categories. They have a whole range of products. And therefore, when you just going back to that entire notion of being the partner's trusted advisor, if we have to really stay true to that role, I think if you earn the trust only when you provide value to partners, and the way you provide value is by providing them insights, like telling them, hey, these are the consumer segments which perhaps you will get a better return on your investments if you were kind of trying to promote or doing marketing campaigns, target these segments because this is where you're seeing traction. From your merchandising and assortment, this is the portfolio of products that you really need to carry because this is what's resonating best with consumers in this particular geography. And this is an interesting thing as well because you might have a partner who's got presence across various geos, and you will see that in some geos you can actually find a portfolio which is very different from what's there in another geo because consumers are different. And consumers have different affinity to retailers in different parts of the world. So we need to bring home the fact that we have to really embrace that principle and understand, starting from the customer, what products resonate. And finally, I think the most important thing for all of us is we keep talking about this learning model which is there. And we all love to learn, and I think the power of the Zoovu platform is that enabled with machine learning is this constant learning loop. So Zoovu is a perpetual learning engine of sorts, right? It's constantly learning without even we knowing. It's learning in the background, and it's helping every day to make sure that experience that we are offering to consumers is a better experience. And I think that's really, I think, the value which gets unlocked from our relationship with partners. And our partners, I think some of these concepts like machine learning sound fancy, but they're becoming real. And I think one of the big values that I also see, which is coming out of this, is the very fact that one of the biggest problems that we have in retail is, with retail pros, you have to constantly train people and get them to speed. And it's also an industry where there's a lot of attrition. People keep changing, and not all people can offer. There's some retail pros you would have interacted with who have been outstanding, and they would have given you a memorable experience. And there are others who would have, I would say, been not so outstanding and very salesy, and actually not given you a great experience. Now, the advantage with machines is that you're getting, to some extent, consistency in that experience that you're delivering to customers. And that, in my view, is pretty powerful because if you're able to deliver that consistency of experience to your consumers at scale, it does help overall to enhance the equity of the partner. And when you kind of think at things like Net Promoter Score, or you look at how will this consumer recommend this partner, which is the ultimate measure of loyalty, you will see that experience is what's going to be the differentiator. In my view, this is where I think Zoovu plays such an important role in the entire equation.